Welcome back to Factorio Megabase-In-A-Book. My name is Nilaus, and we are continuing, of course, here in our glorious little world. I just checked that I had my spidertron up here. He was kind of lazy a bit, got kind of stuck, so we'll send them out around here. And this is the part about this. It just takes so much time to do that. Right, what is the main part of what we want to do today? Since last time we added so many more units here, then we have to figure out if we have enough of things or if we don't have enough of things. So here's the first question. Why are there 2 blue warnings and why are there 2 iron warnings, but not 2 copper warnings and not 2 plastic warnings? Yeah, and what the hell is that sulfuric acid doing? So the first thing I need to do is I need to jump back to this location, or actually maybe I don't. If we look at this, you can see that iron is quite a problem, it seems. But is it though? That's the part. We need to figure out if it really is a problem or it is not a problem. So if we look at this, this is monitoring how much is supplied. And this one is monitoring the discrepancy between supply and demand. So if we sort of, in this case, don't really have anything in demand or not enough in demand, then we get 1 warning because it's not enough not enough supply. This is monitoring exclusively supply, and if the supply is too low, then that's a problem, no matter whether there's a high demand or not. So we can see here when this one drops low, even though it's not really requesting, it's actually not a monitor here. But for example, for iron, now we are providing 4 of those. Well, 4 is not enough in terms of iron. If you look at this copper, there's 17. 17 looks good, but if we then look at the discrepancy here, we are requesting 27 copper, but we're still providing, in this case, 16. So that means we have 16 copper locations somewhere that are not being picked up. That's quite weird, actually. We also set up some trains last time for the green circuits, and they are still not getting out there and being put to use because there's simply an undersupply of that. And if I look at it, then hopefully, well, not hopefully, but probably we'll see some of these locations could be running out of iron and copper. Probably copper first. Look at them. Look at the scale of this. But actually, they are not at this point. This means that, but this one here, it's open. We really shouldn't have things that are open. This one has 98,000, but it still would like to have 1 more. That might also be just really the cause of our problems here. Now I really want this one to go out. If I look at, and actually let's look at one of the green ones. I want to see how many trains I've actually assigned. I have 9 locations, but why would I choose 13 trains? That makes no sense. No sense. Okay, I'm going to retool you. There we go. There. You don't need it. Whether it's 12 or 13, it doesn't matter. But what I do want to have is I want to have some more trains out here so that we can get those built, and they will now be copper trains, because if we have 16 copper locations, let's take some of those that are really far away. Here we can see, yeah, 169 and 89. So they are copper down here. What about these? Do they also have some? Yeah, 42. So this one is ready. And well, there's also something assigned. There's also something assigned here. Yeah, okay. So it's actually mainly this one that isn't getting work. Is that really the one furthest away? I guess it is. So if we just add a few more copper trains to the network, then we should be able to get at least a better throughput. If we have not enough supply, then we don't have enough supply. That no amount of trains will change that. But if we also look at, now I just added 4 more trains. I've not sent them out yet, but if I look at this, we have 32 stations, and only now do we have 30 trains. That just doesn't make any sense, that we have more stations than trains, especially because some of those trains or stations are these kind of stations here. Oh, no, they're not. They're not actually. Oh, that's interesting. Shouldn't I? How many do we have here? I have 18 of these. You know what? I think it might be time to mix things up. Because if I look at this part, it's not providing anything. I'm just wondering, because now I have 2 copper things that are sort of mixing together, and that's just not practical. You know what? The time has come for us to change these. Okay, so there's 18 of these that need to be changed, and I'll change them to that one immediately. That means all of these there. And once the last one is changed, then we should be good. All right, and then all the trains will then update as well. They will only update once it's the last train. So that will go over here. There. And now if I look at these trains, they will now go from... oh, no. Well, these ones also have to be... Okay, I'm just going to merge the whole damn thing and see what happens. Okay. Well, that is... it. I'm not sure this is correct. That means every single one that is... So these are coming from the old copper things. Where the hell do we have the new copper things then? That one, for example. New copper thing. If I change that to that one. And then we need to change all of these. Oh, hold on. How many do we have? We have only 4 of those. Okay. And you can also see they're not getting enough. So if I actually change it 1, 2. And, where are they? 3, 4, 5. These are not. Why are the iron ones also set like this? Shouldn't they be... Oh, that's because there are no normal iron one anymore. Are there? Even this one is changed. Yeah, there's no normal iron anymore. But I can use this UI here. And what we're looking for is... it's something. It's supposed to be in one of these inbounds. So it's this one. Yes. That. Change. Yep. And that one. Change. Yeah, they are struggling. And wherever is the last one going to be? Well, that's easier to see here. That one. There. So now what we have now is we have 42 stations that are requesting. We have 50 trains. And those 50 trains are now going to be a mix between going up here. I might have ruined everything. I can't really cope with it. These, they all have the same identifier now. So some of them, 18 of them will always be reserved for this location. That means I have at this moment 32 additional. Let's see here. Yeah, so I have, if I have 18, then I have 32 remaining trains that are assigned to all of the other train stations. How many train stations are there if we take 18 out of this? Oh, trains and... Okay, so that's 1 for each. I think that's actually a really nice nice quantity. And let's go out, and let's go out, and let's go out. Great. And they will immediately go out because there will be enough locations that can take that. Whether that fixes the copper or it just spreads out the copper issue, I am honestly not 100% sure, but I guess we'll see. And it'll also take a bit of time, and I really don't want to be scaling up until we have more knowledge of this. The fact that I need 27 additional, I do have enough green circuits at this point. This is great. The fact that I have supplying more green circuits than I am requesting is good, because I know that the majority of our iron and copper goes into, and also plastic, goes into all this new stuff we built last time. They are still desperately trying to fill up, and they'll keep filling up. For example, this one, it's at 68,000, so it's 1 train load. But if I look at maybe one of the old ones, oh, they're also getting used, but there might be something. Do I have something that's dedicated? Yeah, this one, for example. It's also looking fine, but that's 130,000 plus 64. So the buffers for circuits, red and green circuits, are absolutely huge. So it's going to take a long time where it drains all of my iron and copper stockpile, which is what we see, and to that extent also plastic, in order to fill up that. What we're seeing as well is for the blue circuits. Now we do have another issue with the blue circuits. If we look at this indicator here, we're going to need 77 additional 77 blue circuits per second in order to deliver just the 7,500 per minute of space signs. So what does that mean we need here? That means we need 77 plus whatever is needed for, let's see, whatever is needed for our yellow signs as well. So if I look at yellow signs, those are the two things that needed, plus of course additional for the circuit, for the modules needed. So if I do look at this and then look at how much it consumes of that one, 21, and this one has to multiply by 3, that means I need a total of plus 64 plus 77. That's about 140, and each of these is providing 25, and I have 5 of these right now. Well, if I had 6 of them, I'd be good. Barely, but I would be okay. And I have right now, I have 6 of them. Really? Huh? Where? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are the other 2? Where are they? Did I put them somewhere weird? I guess I have to. Now, I don't think that's actually enough as it is, but we'll see. Processing unit there, and that one and that one, they look like they are embedded into. There they are. There they are. Close to these two. Okay, so I actually think that might be okay over time. And again, this is where all of our green circuits will disappear to. They will vanish into this part. So if we say we have 150 blue circuits per second, then I'm actually feeling, then I absolutely know why we can't keep up with greens, but we can, and why we can't keep up with reds, but we can. But then they'll then push the bottleneck further back into the raw materials. That's iron, copper, and plastic. Those will be drained in order to feed the greens and the reds, in order to fit into the blues that are still missing. So the fact that we see like the end of the chain, the blue, and the start of the chain, the raw materials, and also sulfuric acid, it's good. One more thing that I was also I got a comment on, and I want to address that, is these ones. They don't deliver the massive amount of sulfuric acid. And then there's the feedback that is obviously coming, and it makes perfect sense. Like, why not make a dedicated sulfuric acid build so that you can just make lots and lots of it? And that's correct. But, and this is the big but about this, is how are we going to get lubricant? Because if I then build another location that is focused on lubricant, I still have to get rid of the light oil and petroleum, and I must get rid of it. How do I guarantee that I get rid of that? I can't. I can't get rid of it. So that means even if I make a cold liquefaction that goes exclusively into lubricant, then I'm still going to have some light oil and some petroleum that I need to get rid of at that location. And then the answer is that, well, just make some rocket fuel. Yes, but how do I guarantee beyond any doubt that I will always be consuming this rocket fuel before all the other rocket fuel? I can't. Okay, well, then make sulfuric acid. Then again, the question comes in, how do I guarantee beyond any doubt that I will always be doing that? Well, I can't. So that's why I have these combined modules, because they are self-balancing, and it needs to go really, really weird in order for it to get stuck. In order for it to get stuck, I would have to not consume any sulfur or any sulfuric acid, and consume a vast amount of lubricant. That's the only way that this could get lost. And if I added another dedicated module for sulfuric acid, then I wouldn't be sure that I would consume this to keep these flowing. That's the reason why I don't feel confident about doing it. Now, I could do it and it'll probably be fine, but it's going to be one of those hidden potential edge cases that I just can't guard against. And if that happens, I am just absolutely dead, to be perfectly honest. So don't want to do that. That's why I've not done that so far. Now, we did get that military, the space science. So the next one we want to get is the yellow science, or is it actually not yellow science? Because if I start the yellow science, then I'm going to start consuming more blue, and I think I'd rather want the blue to sort of get up to a stability part where they fill up their buffers, and that means maybe it's better for me to start working on this. What is it called? Blue. That's not blue. That's purple. Purple science. Now, purple science is let's do what we have done here, for the purple signs as well. Let's do one of those, and then we can see what the numbers are going to be like. And so we have now some new calculations here, and what I'm seeing is that for, oh, this one has to be changed so I can actually know what it's talking about. This is going to be here. Purple signs, and it's all good. All right, so 2,500 SPM, signs per minute. And what we see is we basically need a full build. Each of our modules for red circuits is actually 123, but we don't really need a lot of green circuits at all. We do need a bit of green circuits because that's for the productivity modules, and that's it. So what I'm thinking is, if I'm looking at my build here, this is completely not necessary. So this one absolutely has to be retired, like that, here, and that one as well. They do not belong here at all, and this one as well should also be just taking from the normal greens as well. There's no point for me in having a deficit here, or having a dedicated build here. We might as well just put it into the overall build. Now, once that's considered, then I might also be considering actually removing them from these locations altogether, because they're not great locations being put here. But what it actually means is that if I want to build a new purple signs, then I just build a purple signs and I build a red circuit, and then I have everything, except of course we don't have steel. So absolutely one thing that's going to be a giant issue now is going to be steel. And I think that steel is one of those where if I look at my steel build here, this has a tendency to always be full here, because my consumption of raw iron ore is not actually very much. And one of my concerns update wise is, let's look at it in belts, in terms of belts. No, here, no, nope, still not there and there. In terms of belts, it's only consuming 5. It's not consuming anywhere near 8. Right. One of my concerns is that if we look at this, no, let's take a look at some like this one. This is shit, to be perfectly honest, because these belts are not full. And because they're not full, then there's a lot more calculation on this. This is actually what I can do. Oh, can I find it? All right, let me just find this. Here, this debug setting, if you look at it, show transport line gap. Oh, it's by the way, it's going to tank my update. But look at this. If we look at this here, there are no gaps on this belt, and that means it's treated as one entity, all of this, as long as it's here. But every single, because there are spaces all over the place, they take a monumentally bigger calculation load, because they have to calculate sort of, are they colliding, are they not? But once they're compacted like this, then it's much better. So we want to get rid of stuff like this, because that's the stuff that's haunting us. We can get rid of it in various ways by just revisiting and making sure that we have full belts. But this is our main concern in terms of updates. I'm pretty sure. We have it here as well, just splitting it out there. That's what we want to avoid. So if we can do that, but if we look at this part, sure, this is just a bit too little, because around down to 2 million is a small patch. But anything that is just ever so slightly bigger than that is actually going to be just fine. This one, even though it doesn't support fully in here, then these belts, they're still not full. They need to be. These ones, these are full. That's good. So that's, when it stutters, then it's full. So that's what we want to have, and that's why we want it like that. So we're going to need to do more steel, and I think since steel is very low quantity, just building some of those like really far away ones, build those into steel would be lovely. I'm also, we're kind of done with this. Good. And then you can go back and replenish for the next round. Just casually taking this out. I'm going to be putting another line in, but I don't want to tank my updates anymore, so I can do that between sessions. What I wanted to do was just, surprisingly, with how much time that has passed in this episode, it's still pretty damn simple to do something that will feel like a massive achievement. That will be here. You're going to go out this part, right? Yeah. I don't know about this part, but this one as well. So if I put this in here, it should be able to be placed, no problem. Cannot build on water. That is insane. Okay, so I need to build these, tap these. That's because we built something else here in at some point. So let's get those sorted, and then once we have that, we can build the rest. Ah, it's gonna take a while to get there. I'm gonna just stamp it down because that's the only thing that's missing. So we're gonna stamp it down, and then we're stamping it down again afterwards when these two tiles, just these two tiles, that's it. All right, so we just need this to be built, and I will be helping out on building it because of course I will. Should we take some more? Nah, we have a good builder train. I think with the builder train, with me, with the spidertron, we should be able to build this pretty damn quickly. Here, yeah, okay, that's still there. But once we've done that, then these will now be part of the normal build. That also means the trains are going to be moving in here. Now we have 14 trains servicing 11 stops. And what we're seeing here is now these were way overfilled. So now they are just being put into the network and being available, and they will be accessible. So actually what was a problem? So if we looked at our up here, when we saw that we had a supply of green circuits somewhere, like 14 supply, 7 demand. So that's positive, except if I had 3 supply here and 3 supply here, that's actually 6 of the supply that was not accessible to the rest of the network. My guess would also be that this one is also very much full of itself. So this is another one where I think it might be time to retire these kind of things. That and that one. There. Now we have 21 stations. 21 stations? It's a lot. And 13 stops. There. That's the one I was looking at. 12 and 15. So we just got one more of each. And this will be absolutely glorious because this one was reporting to the network that it had 3 available. But those 3 were only available to the green circuits, which isn't consuming much. So definitely a bit of an issue, I guess. There we go. I will just be going here, and my spidertrons are coming in very, very shortly, so that's perfect. I do like this part. If we need to fill up like many of them, then we'll definitely do a time lapse. But with it kind of like this, then it's gonna be a quick build. And as soon as we have the next one coming in, here they go. And we did already fill out that part here. Yes, and we can build the last bit of this. And we're just going to be roaming around here. In the meantime, let's make sure that you are going into the heat of the action. Right, so with this... Oh, shoot. Go. Faster. Don't go in here. Don't go in here. Shoot. I don't want them going in here. This is the most important part. Don't allow anything to go in. Whew. Did any stations get built? Yeah, they did all get built. Ugh. Alright, so they might be getting stuck somewhere out on the network. That's problematic. Hopefully they'll be redirected somewhere else later on. Oh wow, this is just working. I do like my spidertrons. That is such a good addition. I'll be running around here. Just patching up the last bits of this. And so what we'll need to do as the next big thing is find a way to get more steel. I do not think that a steel build is appropriate to build as a direct insertion. I just don't think so. The reason why I don't think that's the case is because it's so inefficient. Like, I do have it designed for steel, but it's just not very efficient because it's taking raw iron in and making it. So it's a very big build, and it doesn't really deliver much, and it's going to take forever to wear out a patch, an ore patch with that. So I don't think that's particularly beneficial. I think builds like these, particularly ones where they have this one for example, where there's 2 set up to the same location. I think that's the most efficient build I can make for this. How are we doing on the spidertrons? All right, let's parade you over here and then parade you down there. Just actually, let's go over here, go down there, go back there, go back there, go back there. Here we go. Wow, we ran out of rails even though we actually supplemented our rail build. All right, we need to run out of belts and, well, not undergrounds, probably not. Inserters, definitely we want to run out of that. And all of this, what I can then also do is like, okay, are there any ghosts up here? There's one ghost. Is that getting built? Yeah, no, it's not good. So no ghost above us. Next ghost goes here. I can build what I can build, and then I'll be going back and getting some more stuff. Oh, hold on. You can go up here. Actually not. Let's just get you into the middle of the most busiest thing, and then I can be the one running around these edges here. And I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get a few of these, but what I'm really needing is a lot, and here, a lot of these, and maybe a bit here, and somehow not here. Okay. That's all we need. So the objective now is just getting this part. Let's see. Is this completely ghost free? Completely ghost free. So that means I can actually get this one started. Oh, that's going to be a big issue. Whoops, this one is already coming in. Well, that's the steel that's going to be demanding every single little tiny bit of steel that we have in our network. And you, my friend, can just go down. Yeah, I guess you go down. No, actually, you can go there. That's better. And we'll go down here and help our spidertrons. How's the spidertrons doing? Not so great. They ran out of belts, though. Well, oops. Did I run out of belts? Nope. So let me get more belts here. Then I'll be the one patching in the belts, I guess. And here I do not want it to be activated until it actually can unload. Otherwise we just have some, yeah, mishaps. And this one we built the red ones. Is this red one? This is a dedicated red one. I still think when it consumes 100 and each of these is producing 123, then I do think it's worthwhile to have a dedicated build for that. Can you do something more? Because I kind of feel that you're a bit useless. Yeah. So it looks like I have to build the remainder of this. How much are we missing? A lot. Are they building rails? Yeah, they're building rails. Good. But not that rail. For some reason. Weird. Maybe that's something that's stuck around with one of my robots. Anyway, this is getting good progress here. We got a bit of this, we got a bit of this, that one is building. And if you can't build anything here, then you might as well just go home to a resupply for the next round. And I can also do this, can now go to that one. What? No path? Of course no path. But let's get you there instead. And put more into the inventory. 600 missing. That's actually quite a lot of iron still missing. Oh, please don't let me run out completely. That would suck. I think we'll be good. It should be fine. Yeah. Should be the last. We're still missing 200 and I still have more than 200, so it's good. What are those attacks? That's fine. As long as it's an attack that comes in. I have considered killing biters off completely because they're not really doing anything and we're not using for anything. They just don't serve a purpose anymore. You know, one belt. Seriously, one belt. Where are you? Down there. Okay. There we go. That was the one belt. And now we can enable this and fly home. How many do we have? We only have one. Yeah, well, if it's 100 per second, it might actually not be enough, if I'm being completely honest. No, it is. It transports 64,000, so it'll definitely be enough. I am going to go back here. Let's have a look at this production. How are we doing? Well, we're missing the reds. We're missing the reds, but the red ones are coming in now. Right? Red one's coming in. Yep. Oh, right, it has to go all the way around. That's not a problem. That's really not a problem. And I can only imagine that this one has plenty. Yeah. Plenty of plenty. So that's good. Where are we? We are here. What? Where are you? There you are. Yeah, that's the only thing we're missing. Then we have everything we could dream of. And then in order to make more purple signs, we will get a purple signs warning here because there's nothing on this belt at this moment. But it'll get there once we got the red ones flying down. And it takes a while when it's only running at 40 updates per second. Cannot insert rail, inventory is full. Yeah, okay, that's kind of understandable. Also, that's not the thing I want. Oh, let me not stand on tracks. Okay, let's see down here. This one is blinking, that's understandable. And the red one is slowly coming in. We want to see that this is working. And then we can say, hey, that's another 2,500. Is it though? Yeah, actually 2,700 purple signs per minute. And of course, we all know that it will have certain issues when it... oh, that one is not correct. Really? That one is not correct. This should not exist. Because this is a weird train. That one... Can I find it? There. Yes. So now that is a normal build as well. Ah, you know what? I forgot something. When I said that I didn't need this screen for only 50 for up here, that's because this is only using 50. But of course, if I have a dedicated red, then the greens go into the reds. And now it makes much more sense. It makes much more sense what I actually, the reasoning I had behind that back in the days. All right, let's have a look at this one operational. Please be operational. And we should see soon this warning here stop being active, because this one will be eventually a full belt coming in. Come on. I think this is it when it's 0 or, but it keeps blinking back and forth. So what will happen now is obviously we are going to be drawing a lot of resources here. In terms of iron, copper, greens, reds, it shouldn't be that bad. Of course, we're going to be having a new red here that will draw in some more plastic, some more green circuits, some more that. But I don't think that's going to be too overwhelming. What I do think, though, is potentially overwhelming, not potentially, but absolutely certainly overwhelming, is the new draw on steel. We absolutely do not have enough steel production. So that'll be our next thing. As this one gears up, then we will be starting to see a huge deficit of steel. So let's get ahead of that while we hopefully let the iron, the copper, saturate, and plastic as well. Just saturate and be relaxing and calm, like the blue circuits as well, until we start the yellow signs, which will start drawing on this. Particularly blue takes forever to build up a stockpile. So if we're just looking at it, it's, even though I have 6 of these burning, then it's still not really getting us anywhere. I mean, we're not building up any kind of stockpile. The reason is, just to round off on that one, is actually over here. So even though this has 32,000, we have 74,000 here. That means we're still consuming the raw materials equivalent to maintaining 7,500 signs per minute, because we're still building up the stockpile. It's only when this one stops, and it'll be stopping the launching, it'll be stopping the demand, it'll be stopping the here. And once that stops, then it stops consuming as many blue circuits, and that's going to be the main issue here. Everything is working here for this one. It's just waiting for... This is also waiting. Yeah. And what about up on this one? This is 96,000, so this one is stuck. That's perfect. That means it actually is starting to wait here. This one is not good though. 22,000. What are we waiting for? Are you kidding me? What are we waiting for? Oh no, I was about to wrap up and then the whole thing breaks. 0 of 1. Why you no good? How the hell did that happen? How did we get into a condition where it wanted to... I wonder what the condition is here. 40, 60. It actually might be incorrect. 40 is how much in the wagon and 60. But if I bring in, if I want 60, that could be in a case where it can't unload everything. Oh, that's definitely not working. I think this part, because then it will guarantee there will never be more than 48. I think that's better. And then I just need to put them in, because that was actually a bit of a disaster. There, that's one. Interesting how we find these things too. And since it only occurs when this one is actually getting ready to stop. Right, that works better. So it was actually getting stuck because it couldn't unload the satellites because it was kind of demanding too much in terms of this. So right now, it'll only demand up to 48. So basically when it drops below 8, it'll get the next one in. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so I will be wrapping this one up. I hope that you have enjoyed this. What we're doing a lot in these kind of episodes is just trying to slowly take a step forward, but also cover our ground so we don't run out of everything and then everything stops in the meantime. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, then be sure to hit the like button. It does help me a lot. I know that it's very much a regular audience who is keeping up with this series, but it's super amazing and I really love it. And of course, particular thanks to the patrons who are supporting. We are down to the wire. There's only a few left, but I want to see if we can get it to 7,500 before we end this series, or in that case, it'll just be on pause until sort of if there's a new patron, then there'll be another episode, and then it'll be a much more irregular schedule. But we'll see that. Until then, take care. Until next time, at least, take care and stay effective.